My story about rags to riches, more about how I mastered physics. In the game, I used to train like Rocky, catch it. I was nice, but they was right when they told me that rapper finished. I had 10 bands.
Michael changed the game because everyone tried to do the things that he did. He would drive down, dunk on people with the tongue wagging and all that stuff. What he became, the evolution, I mean, it was like, wow. When you have a guy with the kind of notoriety, the kind of popularity that Michael has, is good for the whole entire league. You know, y'all keep calling it the double nickel game. He dropped 55, and you know, he made a move to get to the free throw line, and I thought he was going up for the shot, and I go to try to block the shot. He dishes it off to Bill Winnington. He dunks it. That game was the coming out party for him. You know, he showed the league, the world, that he was still great, and he went on to win 3 more championships. According to him, he retired for 2 years to give the rest of us an opportunity to try to win a title. And according to him, I didn't take advantage of it, so he had to come back to show the world that he's the man.
New York City is our setting for today's contest, and there's been no shortage of buzz in the streets leading up to this game. Welcome, everyone. I'm Kevin Harlan, joined by Coach Mike Fratello and Clark Kellogg. David Aldridge will join us from the sideline moments from now. Since Michael Jordan's return, the Bulls have a 2-2 record. And Mike, now they take on the challenge of facing the New York Knicks here in New York City.
Kev, lots of people wondering if MJ is back to 100%. You look at his stat line as of late, he's just below his career averages.
After only 4 games, Clark, it's probably fair to say Jordan is still getting up to speed.
And getting back into shape, too, Kevin.
Yes.
You can't get your legs back overnight, particularly when the games are coming as fast as they are. You don't get a lot of practice or conditioning time. But as he gets into the swing of things, there's no question his numbers will come back, too.
Boy, but this game could ignite him. Going over the starting lineups for the Bulls, it's B.J. Armstrong at the point. Then the dynamic duo of Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen. Then it's Tony Kukoc at the 4. Down low, they've got Will Perdue. For the Knicks, they'll start off with Derek Harper and John Stark. In the backcourt with Anthony. Bonner and Charles Oakley at the 3 and 4. And at center, Patrick Ewing.
It's going to be interesting to see how Jordan takes on this Knicks team. Will he try to outsmart New York, or is he ready to go toe-to-toe?
Harper against Armstrong. Harper the pass to Oakley. Ewing dishes to Oakley. The pass to Starks. For the 3. They grab their own miss.
You know, at the end of the day, size does matter, especially on the glass.
The 3, Pippen buries it from three-point range. You know, Clark, big challenges historically have a way of bringing out the best in Michael Jordan.
And, Kevin, I think that's exactly why this is a game people have circled on the schedule for a while. This atmosphere, taking on a rival on their home court, you know that gets the competitive juices of Michael Jordan stoked up.
Yep, that's what drives him. You're right. Kukoc against Oakley. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. Something we expect to see Chicago doing in this one, Clark, is trying to stop Starks from sinking three-pointers.
Yeah, because if he gets going from behind the arc and finds a rhythm, that could mean real trouble for the Bulls. So I think they'll try to run him off the line and keep him from knocking down threes all game long.
That'll be a chase to watch.
The enforcer of this team, without question. Charles Oakley intimidates the opposition, and that's a big deal for this squad.
Kukoc pass to Pippen. Some nice ball movement here by Chicago. Here's Jordan. That falls. Nice feed that time from Scottie Pippen.
Just 2 days ago, Jordan hit a buzzer beater to steal a win off the Atlanta Hawks. Not bad for only your 4th game back in the NBA.
You know, he also, Mike, was the leading scorer in that game as well, racking up 32 points. Chicago fans were very glad to see him show up like that in the clutch.
And Jordan renewing old acquaintances. And for more on that, let's bring in David Aldridge.
Thanks, Kevin. When Jordan left the NBA, few guys could guard him as well one-on-one as John Starks. Part of Starks' success was that he was able to hand-check Jordan effectively. But now with the rules changes to hand-checking, Starks will have to find a different approach. We'll see if he can adapt and come up with similar results. Kevin, back to you.
Yeah, one of the interesting stories, David, thank you. And we know Jordan, Mike, has only been back a handful of games. One of those interesting stories, will Starks be just as effective tonight as he was when Jordan was playing years ago?
Well, there are lots of factors beyond just the rule change. Starks is just as out of practice guarding Jordan as Jordan is being guarded. I don't think they guarded you on the baseball field. So it's hard to say.
It's going to be fascinating to watch. Hey, Clark, something we're going to be watching closely. John Starks in his defensive effort right now against Michael Jordan.
Kevin, that is a ginormous task, but one that Starks doesn't back away from, and I think he's up to the challenge. He knows how to be a pest and make it difficult for Michael Jordan and limit MJ's effectiveness on the offensive end.
It is going to be must-see basketball.
Yes, sir. The next foul will put them in the penalty.
You have to be careful now. You don't want to give away free points at the line.
Steve Kerr checked in for Armstrong. Here in the first, just under 2.5 minutes played so far. Harper against Kerr. Here's Harper. Out to the right wing. 4 on the clock. Oakley dishes to Bob. Pippen with the steal. You talk about a hostile crowd. Coach, these Knicks fans are going to be very vocal, it seems, all game long.
It's part of what makes Knicks home games so intimidating. Just being in this building can give teams nerves. And it could be a factor for the Bulls in this one if they let the crowd get under their skin.
Yep.
Right out of the starting blocks, they've been dominant at the offensive end.
And that early momentum has helped them put together a nice lead.
Now, here's Harper. To halt the run. The putback. Tony Kukoc comes up with the rebound. And here's Jordan. He'll bring it up for the Chicago Bulls. Kukoc, a screen on Harper. To the paint. And it's Kukoc with the jam.
Well, they had a plan coming into this one, and they have executed on it perfectly.
Yeah, getting out ahead early on by stifling the competition on both ends of the floor.
And so New York calls timeout. They're first. So for the Knicks, Williams is checked in for Ewing. Smith comes in for Oakley. Davis is subbed in for Bonner. Longley's checked in for Chicago. Blunt comes in for Tony Kukoc. Now here's Harper. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game.
Things had been going a little bumpy for the Knicks this season, but ever since New Year's Day, they've been playing great basketball and look pretty intimidating out there.
Yeah, I'd agree with that, Mike. Their record since the new year, a very impressive 31-11. I think that sends a clear message to other teams around the league that we're here and they have real playoff aspirations and potential.
Harper kicks to Davis. Passes to Smith. Over Blunt. It's rebounded by Blunt.
Very surprising that he came away empty there, especially given room to operate.
Jordan against Starks with the fadeaway. And he buries that one, drilling the rim on the way down. Jordan's got 14 points.
And you see Jordan wearing number 45 out there. The same number he was wearing on the baseball diamond. Not as usual 23.
Well, I'll tell you what, Mike, if he wanted to be 23 again, he'd have to pull it down from the rafters back home. He retired, so they retired his jersey. But it's still a little weird to see him wearing 45.
Now, here is Starks. Scottie Pippen unable to get his shot to go.
And this team encourages Starks to be aggressive on offense, because this is how he will get calls.
For New York, they have been perfect at the line so far, albeit just 2 for 2.
Shoot two.
And he knocks down the first one. Big expectations for Michael Jordan tonight, Coach, especially on the offensive end of things.
Yeah, people are hoping his explosiveness returns. They want to see the guy who can drop 40-plus points in a night like it's nothing.
Anthony's checked in for the Knicks. And both free throws good for Starks.
I have so much respect for the way John Starks plays the game. I mean, his energy, his tenacity, his competitive spirit, all of that has made him a fun guy to watch.
Now, here's Longley. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. 6 to shoot. Jordan with the bucket.
Firing on all cylinders right now. Jordan is showing no mercy and getting any shot he wants.
Kerr against Anthony. A shot, no good. And Chicago will go the other way with it. 6-second difference between the shot and game clock. From 18 feet away, Michael Jordan all over Starks in this one. No answers for him so far.
Smooth as silk. MJ with one of the best pull-up jumpers you'll ever see.
Here's the three. It's hauled in by the Bulls. $17-foot shot on the way. And the Bulls tack on 2 more.
They've gotten out to a big lead because of superior play on both ends.
No better way to do it. It's much easier to win games when you own both sides of the floor.
And so it's Michael Jordan making things happen for the Bulls. Going on an absolute rampage, piling in the points. He dictated the pace of... Welcome back, everyone, to New York City, where the Chicago Bulls are taking on the New York Knicks. And our second quarter is getting going here.
The atmosphere in this building right now is fantastic as we go into the second quarter. This New York crowd is making noise and letting their Knicks know they've got their back.
And, you know, they aren't showing any signs of easing up. Their offense looks superb right now.
They can't get careless with the league. And so far, this hasn't been the case.
So the Bulls 5 right now. We've got Longley. Armstrong is out there with Michael Jordan. Then it's Tony Kukoc. And it's Pippen in at the 3 spot. The energy of these New York home games, Clark, it is one of a kind.
Well, it's a special place. The fans really know the game and love it. And this is what basketball is all about to me. Two great teams going at it while the fans are being heard loud and clear.
Yeah, they know the game so well. You're so right. Shot clock at 6. Ewing. Rebound by Armstrong. Well, Clark, in the first quarter, Starks didn't seem to give Michael Jordan too much trouble.
No, he certainly didn't, Kevin, and that's a credit to Michael Jordan. I think Starks didn't expect Jordan to be as sharp as he was. He's going to have to turn it up defensively if he's going to disrupt MJ.
Really amp it up. You're right. Here's Anthony. Longley grabs the miss. Now the Bulls with it. They lead by the biggest margin of the game, 25. And Pippen gets it to go.
What a power surge by these guys. They can't miss.
Literally, what a stretch.
Offensively, Clark, things have sort of fallen apart for them.
And they need to recover as soon as possible.
New York calls timeout. And the Knicks making a change here. Harper's checked in. And the Bulls making a change here as well. Reddington's checked in. We're closing in on 2 minutes played here in the second quarter. Here's Harper. Offensive struggles continue. Missing again. Oh, Mike, what a fantastic first quarter Jordan had on the offensive end of things.
He's scoring practically at will, getting the shots he wants and draining them. We'll just have to wait and see if the Knicks let him keep this up.
And now let's check in with David Aldridge. David, what do you have?
Thanks, Kevin. Now, since Jordan's big return, Chicago is just 2-2. And what I'm overhearing in the huddle, they think this could be a big night. Guys?
Wouldn't that be something, David? Thanks for that. Mike, sounds like the Bulls have a lot of good energy right now.
A win here would certainly be a statement. It would also help show people that MJ is back.
Yeah.
And that these Bulls mean business.
Big time, you're right.
One thing that hasn't suffered with Jordan since his leave of absence is efficiency from the free throw line. He enters this game having only missed 5 of about 30 total attempts. That's pretty good.
Jordan's free throw shooting has always been a hallmark of his game, averaging around 84% on shots from the stripe. That muscle memory clearly serving him well.
What a game so far for Michael Jordan, coach. He's playing very assertively on offense.
And Patrick Ewing has not been able to do much about it. His own numbers just don't even come close to Jordan so far.
Pretty surprising.
A strong shooter from distance. Armstrong unafraid to fire away.
Harper kicks to Smith. He feeds it to Ewing. The 11-footer. It's good. The assist that time from Smith. Ewing's got his first bucket in this one. Here's Chicago. They're on a 17-4 run. Pass to Armstrong. It's Pippen on the wing. Here's Wennington. Ewing defending. Wennington no good.
You know, looking at this Knicks team, this is the first time they've really been at full strength this season. Injuries really took its toll on them.
Harper the pass to Ewing. The shot no good. And it's Chicago the other way. Jordan kicks to Pippen from past the arc. And the Bulls another 3. Coach, now that injuries are hopefully behind them, is it smooth sailing for these Knicks?
Well, now they have to get used to these new lineups fast because the postseason is not a place to be figuring things out. So hopefully they click in the next few games.
They're going to have to. Charles Oakley, he's checked in for New York. Davis comes in for Bonner. Purdue, he's checked in for the Bulls. John Starks on the wing. Three-pointer. That shooting slump for Starks is still hanging around. It's got to be frustrating. Jordan against Starks. With that basket, Michael Jordan putting up the most points since his return.
It makes you feel a little nostalgic to see Michael Jordan back in New York, a place where he's been a part of some heated and iconic games against the Knicks.
Starks outside. There's the three. Kukoc grabs the miss. Kukoc has got his 5th rebound in this one. Offensive rebound. Here's Jordan. Lays it up off the glass. Jordan's got 35.
Love how Jordan uses his jumping ability on the offensive boards. I mean, this guy just does not give up.
Harper against Armstrong. Harper kicks to Starks. Clock at 6. Oakley a screen on Jordan. Here's Starks. And that time, also a missed shot.
And right now, I think he's ready for this quarter to be over.
I don't know if I've ever seen him this cold. Rough quarter indeed.
Jordan with the bucket.
Excellent vision from Kukoc. He sees a ready shooter and makes sure the ball gets in his hands.
Trying to find a way out of this rut, Mike.
Yeah, looking to regain some momentum offensively.
Armstrong against Harper. To the inside. Here's Ewing. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
Well, once Ewing secures the ball inside, it's over. You almost have to foul.
The Knicks shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game.
At the line, 2 shots.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And the first one at the line is good.
A towering presence on both ends. Ewing is a nightly double-double threat for his team.
Both free throws good from Ewing. Jordan way outside. Oh, he got it!
Nice cold.
He beats the buzzer!
Count it up.
Oh, big time shot!
How about that?
Woo.
Yo, I'm still trying to figure out how that went in. I'm not sure he even knows how it went in.
He just threw it up and hoped for the best. By some miracle, he got it to go.
And so it's the Chicago Bulls holding an unbelievable lead as the quarter wraps up. The three-point shooting has come fast and furious to the tune of what has become a big-time blowout in progress. We come back right after this. The last few moments of dusk here in New York City, but inside the arena, all eyes are on the court as we get ready to start the second half. Welcome back, everyone, to New York, with the Knicks taking on a head-to-head battle with the Chicago Bulls. It's been another memorable Knicks home game so far.
How great is it to see Michael Jordan back in his Bulls uniform? I mean, this is a team.
We all know the scoring record for this building, and Jordan is flirting with it right now.
This is what makes Jordan dangerous. His ability to bury shots off the catch.
Derek Harper is out there with Starks. Then there's Ewing. Then it's Bonner. And it's Oakley in at power forward. So that's who's on the floor for the Knicks. Here's Ewing. And it's Chicago with the rebound. And since his return to Chicago, Jordan has remarked, Mike, that he sees this as Pippen's team now. What do you think?
And that speaks to the respect Jordan has for Pippen. Scotty did a great job leading this team while Michael was away, but I know everyone is glad to have him back.
Including you and I.
Yes, indeed.
Purdue with a screen on Starks. Jordan the pass to Purdue. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Jordan. Jordan's got 5 assists in the game. Bulls seem to be doing everything, Mike, they can to silence this New York crowd.
Yeah, if these fans are bothering them, they're doing a great job hiding it. And nothing shuts up a crowd like the opposing team having control of the game.
And they've got control right now. And here's Jordan outside. Knocks down the 3 ball. Jordan's got 47 points.
Give credit to MJ, sinking that corner 3.
Pass to Bonner. Starks outside. On the wing, Ewing. Back to Starks. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And he dunks it down.
John Starks putting his vertical to good use. Awesome at dunking it down.
Here's Chicago. Michael Jordan on the wing, covered by Starks. Wow, just one more point for Jordan to tie the record in this building. Well, after a hot first half, Jordan has been looking very dominant, Mike, on the offensive end.
And you can tell it has the Knicks frustrated. They were hoping he'd still be getting back up to speed, but he's looked like his old self so far.
Amazing, isn't it? My goodness. And stolen by Jordan. In transition, here come the Bulls. Jordan breaking his own record and setting a new one here in the Big Apple.
And perhaps the coach lit a fire under them at halftime because they have owned this third quarter.
And it's important for them to keep it going. Can't show any signs of slowing down.
Now Oakley. And he gets it to go, hitting off the back of the rim.
Wow, he was just wide open there. That's way too easy.
Jordan looking it over. From the wing, the record continues to climb for Michael Jordan.
The jump shot of Jordan is poetry in motion. It's fun watching him take and make J's. These are two teams we've seen clash many times, including when the Knicks defeated the Bulls in last year's playoffs. A fiercely competitive series.
Starks kicks to Bonner. Just 5 on the clock. Back to Starks. Launches a 3. Rebound by the Bulls.
And you can bet he's going to keep taking these shots. Even though he missed there.
55 points for Michael Jordan tonight. The double nickel for MJ. What a performance.
Well, Pippen has an excellent sense for how the play is unfolding and doesn't have much trouble finding those open shooters.
Last season, the Knicks were able to overcome Chicago in the playoffs, Clark, and this year could be a lot different with Michael Jordan back.
Well, I understand the sentiment. We'll just have to wait and see on that one, though. But really, every time they meet, these two teams bring playoff intensity, and that's what makes it the rivalry that it is.
What a great rivalry indeed. Let's check in for Charles Oakley. The Bulls also changing it up. Wennington, he's checked in for Purdue. And it's Blunt in for Kukoc.
2 minutes remaining in the third. 2 minutes.
Here is Bonner, defended by Pippen. Takes a 3. New York, no good that time either.
You know, I gotta say, Michael Jordan has looked good since making his return to the league. Generally speaking, we just weren't really sure what we could expect from him. He's out ahead of the pack on both sides with his scoring so far, playing with a lot of intensity and refusing to be denied.
Outside Harper. Starks outside. Smith with a screen on Jordan. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Starks. Rebound by the Bulls. Jordan's got 4 rebounds now tonight. You know, Clark, Jordan has had to get back up to speed since returning to the NBA.
No doubt about it. Only 7 for 28 from the floor in his first game back. Clearly some rust there, and it ended up being a loss, but he's bounced back and is looking more and more like the MJ we remember now.
Well said. To stop the drought, Starks can't get that one to fall.
He's out there just forcing it. Terrible mindset to have with the way he shot so far.
Here's Jordan. And good. You got the English that time as it falls.
Giving up mid-range looks to a shooter like him, not going to help you get out of this hole.
Yeah, time for a change because right now they're just getting beat up.
Harper dishes to Ewing. 13 feet away. Goes up again. Smith the pass to Ewing. Smith. The putback controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
Great activity level on the boards. Impressive. Wow.
And it's Michael Jordan, coach, who has looked firmly in control in the back half of this game.
Meanwhile, Ewing has kind of been diminished out there. Not much of a contest right now between these two stars.
Harper kicks to Starks. Off target with his 3. And so it's Michael Jordan making things happen for the Bulls. He's been a major threat from three-point range.
77.
Welcome, everyone, for the fourth quarter here in New York. It's been a great game here today so far, with the Knicks going up against the Bulls, with all eyes on the returning Michael Jordan.
As we get into the home stretch here, the question of whether or not Jordan has his legs back is a little more important.
So with Pippen sitting on the bench, this is Phil Jackson's lineup. Blunt is out there with Bushler. Then it's Kerr. Then there's Longley. And it's Jordan in at the 2. And here's Davis for 3. And it's Chicago with the rebound. But Clark, in a competitive game, Jordan might just have to tough it out on the floor.
You know, some guys think the only way to get in real basketball shape is to play the games, and I'm in that camp. And certainly if that's true, then Jordan probably wants to get as much action as he can, since he's looking to get playoff ready.
And I know he cannot wait. It's stolen by Smith. The pass to Anthony. Davis has the open look. Off target from three-point range. Clark, you look back at the course of this game. Starks has not been able to impact Michael Jordan's game as much, I think, as he would have liked.
Hey, it's pretty elementary. Trying to defend and stop Jordan and keep him from being effective is a hard thing to do, even if Jordan is a little off his game and maybe rusty. MJ's been able to tough it out no matter what kind of defense Starks has provided.
What a testament to Jordan's talent. Ripped away. Final quarter of play, about a minute and a half off the clock into it. Outside, Longley. Here's Kerr for 3. And that comes off the assist by Longley. Kerr's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Anthony against Kerr. Williams kicks to Anthony. Will it go? It's deflected.
Hard to shoot over 7'2". Longley getting all of that one.
Coach, the Knicks' legendary home court advantage not seeming like such a factor right now.
No, it is not. The Bulls have shaken off the boos and jeers, and now they're looking to send these fans home disappointed.
Charles Oakley, he's checked in for New York. Anthony dishes to Oakley. And Charles Oakley out there with the slam.
Yeah, he doesn't throw it down much, but I love seeing Oakley hammer it down like that. Good job, Oak.
Kerr, the pass to Jordan. Over Davis. A nice shot by Jordan. Jordan's got 9 points in the quarter.
This New York crowd has been quieted down. Jordan single-handedly responsible for that.
Anthony taking his time here. Jacks up a 3. Drains the three-pointer. Coach, you know, the Bulls really did a solid job chasing Starks off the perimeter in this game.
Terrific defensive pressure to limit his output from range. Chicago knew that was part of Starks' game that they wanted to target, and they managed to shut it down effectively.
You bet they did.
Can't forget about Kerr in these situations. He loves answering with a 3 of his own.
Anthony on the wing, defended by Kerr. Anthony against Kerr. Out to Anthony. Clock at 4. Screen by Oakley. A 3-ball. And again, New York with the triple.
One of the best ways to respond to a trifecta, knock down one of your own.
You fight fire with fire. Match them up.
Now, here's Kerr. Passes it to Blunt. Tries from 16. The Knicks pull it in. Davis with it. Outside Anthony.
2 minutes remaining in the game. 2 minutes.
1:57 left in the fourth. Again, the miss by Anthony. Anthony's gone 2 for 6 from the floor so far. Kerr kicks to Jordan. And good, and it takes a nice bounce off the right iron and down.
That's a heads-up play by Kerr, finding the open man and getting him the ball on time and on target. Well done.
Kerr against Anthony. Outside, Davis. Beyond the arc. And he recovers it. Kerr against Anthony. Back to Davis. Three-pointer. It's rebounded by Blunt. And Chicago has possession. He's given up just 8 points in the fourth quarter.
MJ showing us all how it's done.
1:15 left to play in the final quarter. Kerr against Anthony. Screen by Oakley. Shoots the three. New York, no good that time either. Anthony's gone 2 of 7 from the floor here. Jordan wide open. Again, Chicago.
Not coasting to victory. They're running through the tape. Run through that finish line.
That's how you do it. Keep it going through the checkered flag.
Kerr against Anthony. Shoots from the right block. Here's Oakley. The shot, no good. And the Bulls going the other way now. Here's Jordan. And it's Chicago scoring again.
Boy, clearly embracing the game with his whole heart there. Love showing up for the team and just playing the game.
Davis, the pass to Anthony. New York, no good that time either. And here is Jordan. Here's Longley. And so, Mike, the Bulls come out a winner here tonight. A big victory for them against the Knicks.
And a triumphant return to New York City for Michael Jordan. Just a regular season contest, but having MJ back in the building certainly made this one feel special.
Clark, do you think this registers as an especially tough loss for the Knicks?
No question about it, Kevin. Always hard to lose a game at home, but you got to put it behind you. I know they're thinking ahead, and they'll look to handle business next time out.
Yeah, they think they're going to rebound, I'm sure. For Mike Fratello, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, and our entire 2K crew, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for tuning in. See you later.
When you win 6 championships and win MVPs and win scoring titles, you have to be considered one of the best. Michael Jordan had that and more. Going into the 1996 series against the Chicago Bulls, I was the defensive player of the year. Michael was the MVP, and they had made a big deal about it. But I think my mindset was just to go in there and contain him, make him take uncomfortable shots. Make him take something that's not in his rhythm and give us a chance to win and make other players beat us. Kukoc stepped up, Pippen stepped up, a lot of players stepped up. Michael Jordan stepped up in Game 6. He got smart about it by attacking us and getting us in situations where we're getting in foul trouble, and then we couldn't do nothing about it. In these games, I was saying anything I wanted to say to Mike, and it went back and forth, and he didn't back down. He was always strong, and he always came at me, and I loved him. I think he's one of the greatest basketball players to ever play the game.
It had been deemed impossible. No team has ever returned from a 3-0 series deficit. But the Sonics have marched back from the brink and now stand poised to take it the distance. And tonight, as they approach the final leg, it's their opponent Bulls who seem wounded and weary. Once given up for lost, can they find their way to the promised land?
The city of Chicago in a warm summer day. That's our backdrop for the NBA Finals. Now it's time to hear the starting lineup from tonight's PA announcer, Ray Clark. Happy Father's Day, everyone. Tonight, Game 6 of the NBA Finals. between the Seattle Supersonics and the Chicago Bulls. With Coach Mike Fratello, former player Clark Keller, and our sideline reporter David Aldridge, I'm Kevin Harlan. And Mike, these fans are in a raucous mood tonight, looking to will their Bulls to a win.
Yeah, a bit of a mixed blessing. Great to enjoy more of the championship round, but they might have preferred to see this series wrapped up back in Seattle.
And the once unbeatable Bulls suddenly seeming very vulnerable. Clark wrecked by injuries and inconsistent play from their supporting cast. A lot falling on the shoulders of Michael Jordan.
You're right, Kevin, and Michael Jordan is facing double and triple teams, not to mention the reigning Defensive Player of the Year in Gary Payton. MJ definitely is looking for more help, but he also knows he might have to do it himself.
That is going to be a battle to watch for sure. On the floor for the Supersonics, the Defensive Player of the Year, Gary Payton. He's joined by Hawkins in the backcourt. At the forward spots, Schrempf and Kemp. And Brakowski at the 5. And the 5 for Chicago. MVP Michael Jordan and Harper are the guards. Pippen and Rodman form the front court, and big Luke Longley at center.
And after the Sonics lost the first 3 games, Coach Carl finally put the glove, Gary Payton, on Jordan. Some question what took him so long to guard the MVP with the Defensive Player of the Year.
And that one is good. Jordan's got 6 points.
Looks like Jordan's picking up right where he left off. Looking strong again here in Game 6.
And a great job to get that angle on a tremendous drive.
Nice finish from him on that drive. Uses his body well and helps extend the lead.
Now here's Payton. Pass to Brakowski. Nice ball movement by Seattle. Payton's shot is off. Hey, Clark, you look at the last 2 games for Michael Jordan. His numbers have gone down since he's been defended by Gary Payton.
Yeah, you know, through the first 3 games, Kevin, he averaged 31 points on 46% shooting. Since then, though, only 24 points on 41% shooting. That's a significant difference.
Yeah, Payton's done a great job. And here is Payton following the 3-pointer by Michael Jordan. Kemp against Rodman. Kemp passes to Hawkins. Back to Kemp. It's Payton, high post. And it's Kemp at the elbow. Sinks that one from the post. At one point during Game 5 in Seattle, the Bulls might miss 20 consecutive 3-point shots.
From deep, Pippen was 1 for 8. Steve Kerr 1 for 7 from the 3-point line. The team was 3 for 26 for the game. Those numbers have to be better tonight.
They've got to improve in that category. And the Bulls looking to get back on track. And for more, let's say hello to David Aldridge.
Thanks very much. The key for the Bulls tonight is someone other than Michael Jordan stepping up. In Game 5, MJ shot 11 of 22. Everyone else, 18 for 55, less than 30%. Ron Harper has just 2 points in the last 3 games. Scottie Pippen is shooting just 33% in the series. And Steve Kerr is 3 of 20 from deep. Of course, MJ's the league MVP, but he can't do it all by himself. Guys,
a lot of different layers with this one. David, thank you. Mike, who are you looking for to step up tonight for Chicago?
Dennis Rodman. Offensively, create some second chance buckets. Defensively, make things difficult for Sean Kemp. The Rain Man has been on fire.
With injuries to his back, both ankles, and knee, I think I've covered all bases. This, Clark, has been a very tough series for Scottie Pippen.
No doubt about it, Kevin. I mean, he's shooting 32% from the field and just 18% from the 3-point line. We know he's not anywhere close to 100%, but let's see if he can still find something extra tonight, digging deep, because the Bulls need somebody other than Michael Jordan to step up.
Indeed they do. Excellent points. Now here's Payton. And out of bounds as the Bulls gain possession. Tony Kukoc, he's checked in for Chicago. Here's Chicago. They're on a 16-5 run. Jordan kicks to Rodman. Back to Jordan. Wennington passes to Jordan. Over Kemp. And there's Michael Jordan, the assist by Wennington. Jordan's got 18 points.
How about this, guys? The last time the Bulls lost 2 home games in a row, over 3 years ago, 1993.
Remarkable. And that was in the old Chicago Stadium, which is now a parking lot. The Bulls haven't lost 3 in a row in 16 months. Seattle aiming to end those incredible streaks here.
Here's Kukoc following the basket by Gary Payton. Unloads from 13. The shot is good off the backboard. Jordan's got 20.
Boy, they didn't waste any time, did they? They got going right away.
They obviously had a plan coming in, and they put it to good use.
Now, here's Payton. Pass to Schrempf. Back to Payton. Perkins with a screen on Kirk. Just 4 to shoot. Lets it go from deep. Sonics having flashbacks, still struggling in this series and not looking sharp. Kukoc dishes to Jordan. Here's Rodman. Count it, good.
From the opening whistle, their tempo has been the tempo of the game.
Not just on offense, but on D as well. They've completely set the tone for this game.
Hawkins against Rodman. Kemp kicks to Perkins. Pass to Hawkins. From the arc. They get the rebound.
Showing off his strength and vertical. Kemp loves getting after it on the offensive glass.
Jordan inside. And the Bulls tack on 2 more.
I like that they're putting in the work trying to build this lead out.
Because in the NBA, no lead is safe.
And so it's Michael Jordan making things happen for Chicago. And of everything he's doing well, it's his scoring that you point to first. It's the second quarter of Game 6, the 1996 NBA Final. Seattle trying to extend this series. The Bulls looking to put the finishing touches on an all-time season.
It is clearly an emotional night for Michael Jordan, playing on Father's Day without his late dad.
They've got Pippen. Rodman is out there with long. Then it's Jordan. And it's Harper in at the 1. That's the Bulls 5 as we get into the second quarter. Rodman with it. Guarded by Kemp. And that one's good by Rodman. And really for Michael Jordan, so much has happened since he lost his father, Pacello.
Well, first retiring, trying out pro baseball, coming back to the NBA, winning an MVP. The one thing left, win a title. And you know Michael Jordan is thinking about his dad today.
Yeah, he's got it. And Rodman with the slam.
The leaping ability of Rodman becoming a factor, taking it straight to the rim.
Second quarter of basketball, about 1 minute played so far. Clark, Scottie Pippen is having a hard time out there tonight, isn't he?
Yeah, he really is, Kevin. And, you know, those injuries really taking a toll. As a result, Pippen just has not been himself throughout this series.
And they double up Jordan. And there's the pass to Rodman. Outside Pippen. Now, here's Jordan. From 17 feet out. And he gets the friendly spin. That one drops. Jordan's got 24 points.
And, you know, their lead just continues to grow. And it's not just because of their offense. They're getting it done at both ends.
Yeah, their defense has been stellar as well. Great work on both ends.
And the first time out of the game called for Seattle. Second quarter, we're a little over a minute and a half in. Kemp can't hit. For Jordan into the second quarter, Mike, the shooting numbers are better than what we saw in Seattle.
Well, some adjustments from Mike. Freeing himself up for some better looks. Looking like the league MVP tonight.
He does. Payton passes to Schrempf. Back to Payton. And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touch by Payton.
Just not on the same page right there. Not sure what he was trying to do with that pass.
And that replay showed just how forceful that block was.
They're determined to add to the lead, not with more offense, but with big-time defense.
And it's Pippen in the corner. That falls. Nice feed that time from Harper. Pippen's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. And, Mike, as we can see here, a clear advantage for Michael Jordan over Shawn Kemp thus far.
MJ wants this series to end tonight. This year's MVP wants another ring. Kemp really needs to step his game up to extend this series.
He's going to have to be at his very best, you're right. Mike, still a lot of basketball left, but much better from deep for Chicago in this one.
Hitting threes will pay dividends later on. Making those trays will loosen up a stiff Seattle defense.
Seattle calls timeout.
They've literally been giving points away inside. I know Coach has something to say about that.
And you have to address situations like this right away, or it's just going to keep happening to you.
3 minutes of action so far in the second quarter. Payton looking it over. Perkins with the screen for Payton. Passes it to Schrempf. To end the drought. And it's Jordan with the rebound.
They desperately need something to fall.
Well, they're on the wrong side of a big run. Never a good feeling.
Shots good by Pippen. Early in this game 6, Mike, Scottie Pippen's been better.
And that is a great sign for Chicago. Pippen had a huge part in the 72-win regular season. He does it all.
And does it well. Rodman kicks to Jordan. Another 3 for Chicago.
They're not just on fire. Nothing is getting in their way on offense.
It's practically supernatural. The defense is trying everything.
Tipped away. And a bit of a battle here for the ball. The official signals a jump ball here.
Jump ball call.